If you've ever wanted to try your hand at buttercream piping, this video is for you. I will show you step by step how I decorated this beautiful cake so that you can follow these steps and recreate it in your own kitchen. So I like to start off with mixing my buttercream and coloring it. I'm using American Buttercream and I'm going to use gel food coloring to color buttercream in different color. I always recommend that you use gel food coloring because that gives you brighter, vibrant color. And if you use liquid food coloring, it will change the consistency of your buttercream, which you do not want. So because I'm doing a two-toned effect, I want to basically isolate half of the cake. So I do that using parchment paper. So here I'm just getting an idea of the circumference of the cake so that I basically want the parchment paper to cover the entirety of the cake. The best way to work it out is just basically wrap it around the cake and then you just cut a strip of the parchment paper. Once you do that, then you wrap it around the cake. Actually, here I am splitting it into half because I don't need that much parchment paper. So then I'm just going to wrap it around my cake. Make sure that it's level so that the bottom bit is nice and straight and not wonky. If your parchment paper doesn't want to stick, just dab a little bit of buttercream and then that will just act like a glue and help it to stick to the surface of your cake. Now, if you haven't subscribed, can I ask you to take a moment and hit the subscribe button, which is showing there at the bottom of your screen? Thank you. So you can now start to apply colored buttercream to the bottom of your cake. So you can now see the advantage of having the parchment paper. You basically want to spread the buttercream just beyond the parchment paper and then you start to smoothen. You can either smoothing it using your spatula as you apply, or what I would say is apply a nice layer of buttercream all around and use your buttercream smoother to gently smoothen it. Make sure that your actual cake has been nice and chilled so that the underlying buttercream is nice and firm and won't smudge when you do this bit. Whenever you are decorating with buttercream, always decorate a chilled cake. Honestly, it will make life so much easier. So once you're happy with the finishing, you can either pop it into the fridge to save time so that it sets, or just leave it out at room temperature and you can do other things while that is happening. And once it's set, you just have to remove the parchment paper and then you see you have a nice two-toned effect. And you can do this as many times as you want. You can literally lay your whole cake in different colors if that's what you wish. But I just wanted to do the bottom bit and again repeating the same process with the parchment paper just as we've done earlier on. Now for even more fun, we're going to do some piping. So I like to place marks so that they act as a guide. I know exactly where to pipe. Because I'm doing circles, I'm just using the bottom half of a circle cutter to make marks on the cake and then I'm just piping. So you can see as I'm piping, I'm basically, the tip is just above the cake. I squeeze and then as soon as I've made that dot, I stop squeezing and pull off. And I keep doing that until I've piped in the half circle. Now, the different types of piping tips I use will be in the description section so you can check it out. And so I've done the top bit swag and I'm just using the same piping tip to make shells. So I'm just going in a sort of a semicircular pattern. Again, as you pipe, you want to squeeze your piping bag. Once you've done the shell, you stop and pull up. And you can do this technique throughout your cake. You can do it at the bottom like I've done. You can do it at the top, lots of different ways. And now I'm just piping the top This is a slightly larger piping tip. This is a 6B piping tip, and I'm just piping on the top. So you can see I squeeze, and then once I've finished squeezing, I just lift up, and you just continue this process doing different patterns, different designs until your cake is covered. So I went quite minimal for this cake, but you can literally decorate your whole cake with piping if you want. So piping is a great way to add super wow effect to your cake. Everyone will look at your cake and think, wow, 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 this is an amazing cake. And same here, I'm just piping just around the edge as decorative effect. So here is my finished cake, looking all gorgeous and looking all amazing. And honestly, you can do a cake like this at home. Hopefully you see all the steps that I've done. And if you look in the description section, there'll be more details that will help you make a cake like this. So the key things is make sure that you have enough buttercream. Use gel food coloring. Work on a chilled cake. As soon as things start to get smudgy or melt, pop your cake in the fridge to set, or even the piping bag if it gets too soft, and then you can continue. So I hope that you'll be able to create an amazing cake like this at home for yourself.